Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Wednesday. And once a month, we are going to do our Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss. Back by popular demand, I'd have several people ask me for the Wednesday Wisdom video. And this is the video where I post the question in the Facebook group, what is your weight loss questions? And I get several of you give me them, and then I answer them. Now remember, are my answers right? Well, they're right for me, but they might not be right for you. It's my opinion. We all differ have different opinions of things. So always know that this is my channel. This is my opinion. So is it right? Is it wrong? It's right for me, but you might get something from it, and it might be right for you. Who knows? But always know it. You're just taking a little something off of everything. So let's get started and let's see what questions we have. You also could email me them as well at dishwithd@yahoo.com if you don't do Facebook. I know a lot of people don't. Totally okay. Maybe I'll post this question in Instagram one time. That would be fun. I could do a rapid fire. Because early in the morning I'm having my morning Java, or should I say my morning tea. It's so good. All right, let's see. Tips to stay on track. Tips to stay on track. Okay, I got a few. Again, and I do these off the cuff. I do not look at these questions before because I'd rather, first thing that pops into my head, that's what I like. And I always go back thinking, I should have said that, but we're doing it off the cuff. Stay on track. My first thing is know who you are, know what you want out of life. Like I said, there's so many plans out there. There's so many opportunities to try this and try that. But who are you? What do you like? What don't you like? Like for me, I like sweets. You know, could I sit there and say, I can't eat those? I could for a while, but the reality is it won't last forever. So I fit sweets into my week. Keeps me on track. Am I looking forward to the weigh-in day to eat my face off? Not really, because I fit it in all during the week. Like I plan things. I plan when my treats are. They're in my tracker sometimes before the day even starts. You know, same thing like chocolate. You know, I decided that I liked chocolate. I love chocolate and had to fit it in. So there are lots of companies out there that have what you call sugar-free chocolates or sugar substitute chocolates. Like Choc Zero is a big place that I order from. Skinnylicious is another. I think it's called Skinnylicious. I haven't ordered from them in a while. I'm pretty sure it's Skinnylicious. I love those chocolates. To me, taste like regular chocolates. They don't raise my blood sugar. They don't spike. I don't have cravings. That works for me. And what's great about them is they come individually wrapped. You can get bigger bars, yes, but that doesn't always work out well for me. See an open bar, grab it. I don't know, but individually wrapped, they have like peanut butter cups. They have little squares of chocolate. They have filled chocolates. Most of them are 2 points. I think the peanut butter cups maybe 3. Don't quote me on that one. And even like Quest has candy. You've seen me show. I did a tasting on the dupe for like peanut M&Ms. They're fantastic. I love them. So for me, it hits the note of what I want. So if I have that stuff, I don't crave it because I have it. We crave things we don't allow ourselves to eat. And I get some things are just, kryptonite that if we have it, we're just going to go. But that's the thing. You're not having it. So when you do have it, it's like, yeah. So that's what I try for me to avoid that. So like same thing with having chips. I love chips. If you see my What Ate In a Days, I have crackers and chips a lot because I like them. It's trying to live the best of you, not trying to be somebody else, not trying to be like, well, I'm on a weight loss journey, so we don't eat chips. We don't eat chocolate. Yeah, we do, because that's life. Finding a way to fitting it in. That's the best advice I can give you. What do you love? What is throwing you off track? That's the question I want to pose to you. What is throwing you off track? That's where you find the Achilles. What is the reason you're off track? Are you eating enough? Are you going into those weeklies? Let me tell you something. If you are not dipping into those somewhat, I venture to guess, if you're really good on plan, you're not eating enough. And if you're hungry all the time, Another reason why you're going off track, because you're hungry. Fit snacks in, plan snacks. If I hear one more person say, I'm starving, I don't eat snacks. Who out there said snacks weren't good? You're allowed to snack. We have points. Use them. There's 0-point snacks. You could have fruit. You could have vegetables. You could have a hard-boiled egg. If you're on Weight Watchers. God help us, there are snacks and we're not eating them. You see me make dip. You see me buy the dip at Aldi. You see me buy the little peppers, the cucumbers, the radishes. That's what I eat. Those crunchy things give me that satiating. I want a crunch and a dip. I also have chips as well, but if I don't, have all the points left, I've had my chips, so now I crunch on those crunchy vegetables. You have to satisfy that little person inside you, and who that person is only, you are the only one that can answer that. But be who you are. Don't be on a diet. I think diet people don't stay on track because they're too restricted. Now, you see I make mug cakes, you see I make loaves, you see I make whoopie pies. They're able to fit in your day. So I think some of the reasons we don't stay on track is we're too restrictive with our food. Yeah, we are. I learned a long time ago that this is who I was and this is how my journey had to go if I was going to be successful. If I was going to get to goal, sweets had to be involved. And you see me, days where I make like little bars and cookies, and yeah, I might use protein powder. You don't have to. It's something I choose to do because it helps up my protein goal, helps keep me full. And it feels like it's almost a healthier snack in a way, but it's still a cookie. It's still one of the little protein balls. It are different ways to introduce things. And sometimes and I'll go out there on a limb and say, you see me have Aloha bars, Bear Bells, sometimes Built bars, Built Puffs mostly at this point of my juncture. Why? Because they're chocolate. They're sweet. They have tons of protein and they're delicious. Do I feel naughty having them? Sure do. Are they bad for me? No, they're not. So it hits a note of feeling like I'm eating, quote unquote, like I am on a life. I'm grabbing a nice little treat bar. And some bars are better than others. They were saying something about calories versus protein. So if you're having a bar that's 150 calories and it only has 8 grams of protein, it's really kind of not the beneficial one for you. I forgot what she said. There was a girl I saw that she was saying the amount of protein versus the amount of calories. Maybe 10 wasn't bad. Maybe because there's some bars that are they're 110, 120 calories, but it's only 4 or 5 grams of protein, and it's not really worth it. You're just having basically a candy bar at that point. If you're having the ones that have 10, 12, 15 grams of protein, that's a satiating bar, and you will enjoy that bar. I usually have one after Glam Squad. Sometimes I have these. Funny, this is sitting here. I was talking about the live last night. These I keep in my refrigerator, preferably the chocolate peanut butter because it tastes like a milkshake. It does, and I love it. And it has 30 grams of protein and it's 160 calories. You're not going to find a milkshake for that amount of calories that's going to be that filling and that satiating. So definitely those are the tips off the top of my head. And like I said, make sure you're following a plan that's, don't be too restrictive on a plan. There's so many plans out there. Find one you can do that's easy for you and you can follow it. It's keto is great in theory. Who doesn't want to have meat and cheese all day? That's yeah, give me that. But you realize you're not having fruits, you're not having breads that you want. Then you feel like you're on a diet, you feel like you're missing out. The fear of missing out is what I think takes us off track, the fear of missing out. But when you're not missing out, then we stay on track. But those are my quick tips. And that was a long question for me because I can do a whole video on that. Maybe I should. I'm having trouble with my afternoons. I am on plan with a good breakfast and lunch, and after work, I lose that focus and go off plan. Kind of rewinding what I just said. Throw a snack in there. Plan the snack. If you know you're going off track at that time, throw a snack in there. I would say a high protein snack, preferably a bar, a milkshake, an egg. You make a little egg salad with eggs, yogurt, and mustard. That's 0 points. And it's delicious. I will say once you get used to having yogurt, when you get your palate adjusted to having yogurt, it doesn't taste sour anymore. I think it's so sour. Like, I love when the people will still be buying sour cream when they're on Weight Watchers, and non-fat is 0. Why are you wasting points on sour cream when it really does taste the same? When you get your palate adjusted to it, I honestly tell you, my family does not know the difference because they're adjusted to it. They just know and they enjoy it. So make something that's 0 low point. Have a nice little hummus and veggies. I have a 0 point hummus. Have some and have it prepped ahead of time. Don't come home and be thinking you're going to want to peel them, this and that. Get the carrot chips already done for you. Get the cute little mini cucumbers. I'm all about radishes. Have them already cut up. So just pull your container of veggies out, pull your little thing, put your hummus in a little dish. Do not eat out of the container. Bad move. And then just dip a cheese stick. Who gets a bad rap, cheese sticks? I'm not sure why. But a meat stick. You can get those. I know the Dollar Tree has those really big butterball ones. I think they're 2 points, 1 or 2 points. Let me tell you something. There's like 8 to 10 grams of protein in a meat stick, depending on the brand you get. It is satiating, and it's meat. It's chicken or it's turkey. You can get the beef ones if you have the points for it. Fit it in. Put a snack in there. You're telling me you're hungry. Have a snack. Have a big old glass of water. Especially when you're coming home from work, so you don't have to worry about the bathroom. Maybe on your way home, start with that water right then and there, and then come home and have a nice, delicious snack. Snacks again. That should be a whole video. Why people don't snack. I don't understand how you can go from eating from morning till evening, and then we go on Weight Watchers and we don't eat snacks. Nobody says they have to be bad. There are 0 point snacks. Like I said, a piece of fruit, some vegetables, some dip. There's nothing wrong with a snack. My favorite, as you know, is a caramel rice cake with a tablespoon of nut butter. The caramel rice cake is 2 points. And the nut butter is 3. It is a 5-point snack. Now, you can grab the plain rice cakes for 1 point. And if you get the, sometimes I get the fancy nut butters that are 2 points a tablespoon. So that's a 3-point snack. You've shaved off 2 points. Just as delicious. Just as satiating, and I like to slice some fruit on that. There's nothing better than a rice cake, plain, with nut butter and grapes. It's like peanut butter and stinking jelly, or strawberry jelly. It is so delicious. I'm telling you. Or even put cottage cheese on rice cake. Make your cottage cheese savory. Put some savory seasonings you like. You could do the Green Goddess. You can do a little onion salt from Trader Joe's, or the little 21 seasoning salute. Chop some olives in there. Do a little pickle thing. Pickle seasoning with some pickles and your cottage cheese. I'm telling you, it's delicious. And cottage cheese is so good for you. It's so full of protein. It will keep you full. So that is my advice. When that was a twofold question because I kind of piggybacked on to the other one. When will Weight Watchers start teaching people about nutrition? Food is more than points. We need to learn how to properly read food labels. I'm going to sit here and try to be, the point system is flawed, yes, but it's not flawed at some points because they take into consideration the bad parts of food, things that are high in saturated fat, high in sugar. So that's why some things that are very low in calorie are very high in points because of what it's made of. Now, I've said this a million times, calories tell you nothing. You could have, I'm counting calories. You could have 1,400 calories of potato chips. What is that? We don't know. Better off looking, if you're going to count calories, go to nutrition, go for proteins, go for fiber, and keep your carbs at bay. Nobody's saying low carb, but don't have, at our age, carbs should be a little bit lower. Nowhere near keto, that's for sure. I like carbs around 120. I think that's doable. 30 carbs per meal. Same thing with protein. 30 grams of protein per meal. If you can do that, remember, and somebody said this, and I don't remember who it was, so I can't quote them, but anything more than 35 grams of protein, you're not getting the benefits of it, so they say. I don't know. I think trying to keep protein around 100 is my goal because it's a realistic goal. Reading labels, you can read labels all you want. I mean, we don't know what those words mean. And just because we don't know what they mean doesn't make them bad. When I say, oh, you don't understand, people say, you don't understand it, it's bad. Not really. Just because you don't understand doesn't make it a bad thing. We just don't know what the chemical name for something is. So it's kind of like, we don't know. So to sit there and say, well, just because if you don't understand, it's a bad item. I don't go by that philosophy. For me, I do everything in moderation. I don't go crazy about anything, because in life, you can have everything in moderation. Good things and bad things. You got to keep it level. You can't, because in life, can you sustain that? We're talking about sustainability. So you can sit there and be all, I'm not having this, I'm not having that. Yeah. For now. Can 10 years from now, can you still be doing that? I feel like that's the genre right now. It's like, there's always things that are popular, like, thing. And right now everything's like reading labels. What is that? I don't know what that is. That's bad for you. I think there's always some subject that's always, controversial at one point. You have to sit back and say, food is not bad. We eat too much, and that's why we've gained weight. Everything in moderation. That's the key that I live by. You can live by any key that you want. And if that bugs you, then don't do Weight Watchers. If you don't like what their philosophy is, then don't do it. That's my advice for that one. What do you do? What do you eat when you're hungry in between meals or after dinner? Well, I don't eat after dinner. That was a habit I started when I had reflux. And I just don't think about it. When you form a habit, honestly, you don't think about it. But I did say a few things in the last comment about things that I eat when I go. There's nothing wrong with having a snack between a meal. There isn't. You could make air pop popcorn. I will say though, when you have a snack after dinner, make sure, if you're having, say, popcorn, make sure you stick to the serving size of popcorn. Don't just have it because it's 0 points. I'm just going to make a big old bowl and I'm just going to eat this big bowl of popcorn. No. I think a tablespoon and a half of kernels pops to 3 cups, I think. And I think that is your serving. Everything is in the app. Serving sizes are there for whatever plan that you do. Look up the food you want to eat and it'll tell you the serving size. So I always say stick to that serving size. Like I said, I did give a few things about eating between. I always say try to drink first because sometimes we're thirsty. Not that water fills you up, because it really doesn't. It's water. But it's always good to hydrate. Definitely good to hydrate. And then pick a, low caloric snack. And of course, I gravitate towards fruit and vegetables because I feel like those are things that we could have without guilt. Make a hummus, cottage cheese. Those things we need to gravitate towards. I will not, I used to buy the fat-free cottage cheese because it was 0 points, but I realized there's 425 milligrams of sodium in that, which I do think is high. So I went for 1%, and it's a minimal amount of points. I think it's 2 points for the serving versus 0. Is it 1 or 2? The calories were very much like maybe 10 or 15 off. So think about that. Okay, we're not geared to think of calories because we're points based on Weight Watchers. But sometimes to look at it in that perspective, like, yes, it's costing me points, but look at the calories. They're pretty much, sometimes we have to be smarter than the app or smarter than the plan and just look at that and compare in the back of our heads. So that is what works for me. So I did give, like I said, several ideas. Fit in snacks. Honestly, I think if you're hungry, you got a snack. And I don't understand why people poo-poo snacks. I really don't. We ate way more than this, and then all of a sudden, like, well, I don't snack now. Well, you did for 40 years. It's what we snack on, not that we snack. So pick smart snacks. And do I have a video on snacks? Maybe we should write that down. How about good snacks? Y'all want to see a good snack video? Because I could do one. Maybe we'll go to the store and start pointing out things as snacks. Any recipes for a breakfast Danish? Of course I do. I have one that's a Weight Watchers retro one where they made it on the light bread with the cottage cheese. You sweeten the cottage cheese up and with cinnamon and vanilla and a little bit of, depending on what you want to use for sweetener. I used monk fruit. And you toast the bread. That's like a Danish. I make a 2-ingredient dough Danish. So I will link those for you. But yeah, Danishes are where it's at. I'm not sure what to do. I seldom am hungry for breakfast or lunch. If I do eat a plate lunch as breakfast food, what do you do just as you're not hungry? I drink 2 cups of coffee in the morning with sweetened creamer. If we're not hungry, I mean, that's a good way to see intermittent fasting. You'd be like a perfect candidate for that, where you just, are you hungry at night? I'd be that curious. So you're not hungry in the morning. Are you hungry at night? So that would be my first question. Sweetened creamer. So you're spending points on cream, which is a fat, which is somewhat satiating. I would say maybe try to lower, like get an unsweetened creamer and see. But like I said, some people just aren't hungry in the morning. You just could be a person that eats later. As long as you're eating within an 8-hour window, are you eating enough? See, I worry about that as well. If you're not eating breakfast or lunch. So if you're not eating those first 2 meals and you're just going, my question is, are you eating enough? Because that's not a good thing either. We have to make sure. And somebody once said, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Abby Sharp. She said, which I hate to quote it, but it made sense to me because that did not work for me. Now, intermittent fasting works for some people. I'm not here to slam intermittent fasting. It just doesn't work for me. But she said another word for intermittent fasting is living in a calorie deficit, which means you can't possibly, in her mind, eat enough in that small window to be healthy. So that's my question to you. Are you eating enough in the window that you're eating? And 2 cups of coffee with sweetened creamer is not breakfast. So I would venture to say, no, we shouldn't force ourselves to eat when we're not hungry, but are you eating enough? That concerns me because, I don't know enough. So, please message me. We can talk about that because I'm a little concerned. Any recipes for oatmeal protein balls? What I do, I make mine is overnight oats protein balls. If you ever watch my channel, so I do 1/3 cup of oats, 2/3 cup of Premier, teaspoon of chia seeds, 1/3 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, and I mix it all together. So there's protein in the yogurt, there's protein in the Premier. Now you could use more oats, like I said, it all depends on how much you want to spend and how much you want to eat. Like back in the day, I used to do 1/2 cup of oats, 1/2 cup of Premier. It just depends on how hungry you are in the morning. So, but yes, I make my overnight oats with Premier protein and yogurt. So that's a protein ball right there. Now you could also make hot oatmeal and top it with yogurt. You could, you can make your, if you wanted to, I've never tried it though. If you wanted to heat your yogurt up with the Premier, I don't know. I always make my oatmeal with water when I do it hot, but then top it with yogurt. That's just how I do it. But those are, you could add protein powders to your yogurt once it's hot. Like put a scoop of your favorite protein powder, and maybe might need to add a little bit of milk or liquid to help thin it out a little bit. But yeah, you can get a scoop of protein powder and throw it in your oatmeal and top it with yogurt. Or cottage cheese, another high protein food. So that would be of course, top with a little bit of fruit because we got a little sweetness in there. Changing my mindset to being strong about weight loss instead of weak. Well, focus on what you are doing, not what you're not doing. I think we focus too much on what we're not eating versus what we are eating. I mean, think about back in the day, what our ancestors who did Weight Watchers in the 80s be dying that we have 0-point fish, like shrimp. We're eating shrimp and salmon. Like what? So focus on that. Focus on the foods that you have versus the foods that you're not having, and what foods aren't you not having and why. We can't live like we're on a diet. We have to and it's hard. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh, it's so easy just to fit in a few of those things. It's not. If sometimes, if things are an Achilles heel to have around, you gotta not have them for a while. And maybe we can introduce those back after a while. After you've almost detoxed from them. I love individual bags because I've grown, shockingly, that I don't go for another bag. That's shocking. But I will say, if I have a big bag and I'm portioning it out, I still put a little extra in there. I haven't mastered that yet. I could have somebody else do it. That might help. But sometimes having an open bag, something that's close to me, is always the best solution. But definitely focus on the positives and not the negatives. Focus on your health. Focus on how good you feel. Focus on what you're eating. And focus on what you can do. What do you do now that you didn't do before? Like the fact that I could do the things that I do amazes myself. That just the other day I was climbing to get something off the top shelf and I couldn't do that. I couldn't push I was not strong enough in my upper body to pull this body on a stool. Like now I don't even have to, I can just jump on there and I don't have to brace myself. I'm gonna leave it up. So it's like, what can you do? What is improved in your life? You know, I think we focus on the negative. It's easier to focus on the negative. It's always easier to focus on the negative than it is on the positive. And like, and I say to myself, don't think about where you have to go. Think about how far you've come. Where did you start versus where you are now? It's incredible where you are. And it's like, embrace that. And don't always worry about, like I said in my video for 2024, I'm not focusing on the 10 pounds anymore because you know what? I've spent 2 years focusing on that and I'm still where I am. So I'm done wasting energy on something. I'm focusing on where I am, how far I've come, and what, you know, and the good things in life, because life's short. Focus on the good. Focus on the positive. You've come so much further than where you were. You'll get there eventually. We just can't focus on that. We have to focus on the here and now and just doing the best we can. Are we perfect? Nope. Are we better than we were? Abso-freaking-lutely. We are better than we were. And that is huge. You know, our goal is to have a better relationship with food. It's not to sit there, you know, we had a bad relationship because we just ate what we wanted and food was this, you know, and now it's like, I see so many people, oh, don't eat that. That's not good. Like the same thing with labels. Like, stop. Food is not the reason that we're here. We ate too much. You could have a million, you know, you could have the right balance of the wrong foods and still be considered healthy, still be within your calories and points and weight. We have to realize it's not the food, it is us. We made the bad choices. We ate too much. We didn't focus on portions. Portions are 100% the key to any successful weight loss. You know, when you focus, when you read, what is a portion? Like, I don't know. I never followed it. It's listed on every food. When you hit in the app, it'll tell you what the portion is. It's time we stop blaming food and start taking responsibility for what we do. And realizing, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have went back for that extra scoop. Yeah, so many extra scoops add up. You know, you have the points. Eat the good food. Enjoy your food. Stop blaming food. We want to have a better relationship with food. Food did not cause this. Oh my God, if I just, that stinking beef. You can have beef. You just have to have it within your portions. Weigh and measure everything. That is, you know, the keys to success. People who are successful are the people who stick to portions, who weigh and measure, and who track. It's the holy grail of any weight loss. Any plan you're on, whether you do keto, you do low carb, you do paleo, pescatarian, Mediterranean, calorie counting, it's accountability. You have to weigh, measure, and track. That's the key to anybody's success. If anybody tells you different, that's the key. Weigh, measure, stick to portion size, and track. You have to know what you're eating. To make sure you're eating enough, because let me tell you something. I've seen people go from overeating to undereating, and just because it's lower doesn't mean it's better. Your health is at risk no matter, we got to be in the middle. We can't be here or here. We have to be in the middle. Switzerland. Come join me on Switzerland. So that is it for the questions today. Thank you guys for submitting them. I'm going to shut off comments because I don't want to turn off commenting. Because we're done for the day. So if you missed this video, let me know in the comment section below. Hey, if you have an answer for these, let me know your answer in the comment section below. Remember, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I want to hear your answers to these questions down below. And that is it for me. If you missed Wednesday Wisdom, let me know with a big old thumbs up. If you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D for realistic weight loss, healthy lifestyle content. We tell it like it is. Sometimes people don't want to hear it like it is. I will tell you that. There are people that actually want to be lied to. Sometimes the lies sound better than the truth. But we do our best here. And if you want to be part of our community, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload, when I go live. I go live on this channel a lot. You want to be part and notified of that and be part of that fun weight loss podcast chit chat. So I will dish with you another day. I don't think I'm vlogging today because the weather stinks and Yeah, I think we're going to vlog tomorrow instead, so that vlog will be up on Friday. So I will talk to you later. Have a great rest of your day.